My name is Sunny, and I'm a production coordinator at Eileen Fisher and a footwear designer. My upbringing was really, I don't know. It's very mixy. There was a lot of bad things, and then like sprouts of like memorable, positive parts of my life. I've definitely grown a lot and seen a lot of things. I've seen a lot of parts of the world. I've traveled very young. I went to Syracuse University. I was depressed as hell there in the mountains, snowing and 9-inch snow in August. That was crazy as hell to me, being from the South. All the books that I was supposed to buy for those classes, I spent them on fashion books. And I got like 9 heads and I got all this stuff, and because those weren't for my course, I had to pay pretty much from my account, for my loans or whatever. So I did that, and my parents didn't know that. So that put me in a hole, but it put me in a better place when I was there. It was very comfortable. I went to VCU after that, then I went to LIM. And the whole point was to move to New York. I lived in Harlem, and I worked at Andy's Sheepies, which was in the East Village on St. Mark Street. It's an old vintage store that's been in New York for, I don't even know how long. It's pretty much like, it was one of New York's gems, but it's no longer around. When I was staying in Harlem, we got kicked out the apartment, so I was homeless for about the rest of that year while I was in school, and I lived behind the register at Andy's Sheepies. But on the same street, there was a guy named Boris who, he was a cobbler. So I started kind of working with him in a sense on some shoes and concepts, and he loved all my ideas. So, you know, a lot of times he would just give me shoes for cheap until I started like kind of making them with him. And then that kind of inspired me to start learning how to do footwear design. I don't know, I was pretty much a East Village, St. Mark's kind of kid, so everything I wore was pretty much vintage, torn, ripped, dirty. So that's how my original footwear was inspired. Like I had the platform wedges with the jet black leather with the jagged edges, or I had Oxford shoes that were cut out with like you know, spikes on it in '09. Like a lot of stuff I was doing was very I don't know, it's very grunge at the time. So I think now I have like a cleaner mindset now that I have more skills and expanding my brand and my knowledge on footwear. What I do for a living is what I do to make money is I work for Eileen Fisher. I've been working in the fashion industry for about 4 years now, like employed. So I've just evolved and grown and went to different brands. I've worked with DVF, Ralph Lauren, Saks Fifth Avenue. I currently work for Eileen Fisher, which is a pretty much great company. And like, if I didn't do anything else or want to do anything else in my life, I'd probably settle there and just stay there. I don't know. It's a weird time. I think community is changing a lot from what I thought it probably used to mean. I know I was, I guess, raised in a black community, so community in a sense was like, you know, supporting, well, I guess, and I lived in a condominium when I was younger, so we had a lot of community situations where, like, you know, you knew everyone who was on drugs or didn't have money to pay the rent, couldn't do something. So we'd all have like, we'd have meetings or whatever, and we'd help out and we'd spread what we can and we do what we can for each other. I think now more so, as the tragic things are going on in the world, community has very much so been broadened to a worldly matter. So I think community is definitely a human thing more than it is a race thing today.